Hey, Human Garage, I'm Andrea Reed, and this is teaching the class number 2. So today we're going to start with getting centered, getting in our bodies. Just take a moment standing with your feet hip width apart before we dive in. And you can take a breath in and let it go to start if you want. And just taking stock of what you're noticing in the body. You can do a scan briefly up through the body. Just taking note of where you notice maybe some tension or pressure all the way up through the body and into the mind. So noticing how your state of mind is right now. Are you feeling like your mind is racing? Just get a sense of that, because at the end of the class, we're going to check back in and just see where we can notice contrast, what we notice differently. So we're going to begin with palate swipe. And this is a great fascial maneuver for opening up the facial bones, opening up the palate, eyes, releasing tension from the jaw. It has so many benefits. So if you're like me and you have a little bump in the middle of your palate in the front here, you just swipe your thumb up and check. You might notice a little bump sticking down where the fascia has compacted. So over time, that can release doing palate swipe. And if you don't notice that, that's great. So we're going to start by standing with our feet shoulder width apart. And the first step is going to be engaging the spinal pelvic lock. And this can feel like, if it's your first time doing spinal pelvic lock, it could feel a little awkward. So I'm going to explain a little bit about that as we engage that, because we'll be using spinal pelvic lock through most of the fascial maneuvers that we're doing today. So to engage your spinal pelvic lock, you're going to do a few steps. You're going to pull your belly button in towards your spine, using your muscles to pull that in. At the same time, you're going to pull your pelvic floor up, kind of like you're tightening your pelvic floor, like you're holding your pee. It makes me want to feel like I'm standing up taller when I do that. And the reason we do this is because we're locking everything in around our center, around our spinal column. And so as we move and rotate throughout the fascial maneuvers with our spinal pelvic lock engaged, this will help us to rotate around the spinal column, creating more release, creates more stability within the structure, and so much more. Okay, so palate swipe, feet shoulder width apart, engage your spinal pelvic lock, pulling your belly button in towards your spine, and pulling your pelvic floor up like you're holding your pee. Okay, we're going to take the right foot and cross it over the left. Take your right hand, place it on your left shoulder. And you're going to see this mirrored opposite, I believe, in this recording. So right hand on left shoulder, left hand cross over onto your right shoulder. And you're going to take your right thumb, and we are going to swipe from right to left over the palate with a little bit of pressure, pushing right in 6 times together. Here we go. We're going to take the right thumb, swipe right to left 6 times. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you can uncross your arms and your legs. We're going to take a little walk to integrate that. And as we're integrating that, I'm going to talk a little bit about one of the principles with fascial maneuvers is we talk about counter rotation. And so if you notice release in the palate in this part. You may also notice release in the hips here too. And the reason for that is our body is broken up into 3 different zones. So zone 1 is head and neck, zone 2 is our torso, and zone 3 is our legs. And within those 3 zones, 1, 2, 3, each zone has 3 zones within itself. So we've got zone 1, zone 2, zone 3 in the head, zone 1, zone 2, zone 3 in the body, and then zone 1, 2, and 3 in the legs. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So why is this important? The zones of the body correlate to each other. As we affect one area, it affects the other 2 areas. And this is part of the principle with counter rotation. So within counter rotation, we're constantly rotating. We are constantly rotating as we're moving. So thinking about as you're walking and your left foot comes out, your right hand comes out. But as we're taking a step, you may notice the hips and pelvis rotate one way. To counterbalance that, our upper body, zone 2, will rotate this way, and zone 3 will keep that balance this way. The head will rotate in the same direction as the hips. And so we naturally do this, and this helps us move. The counter rotation helps us move. It's explained from one state of awareness into another. And when we intentionally engage in counter rotation, which you're going to see when we do totally twisted next, when we engage in counter rotation in some of the fascial movements that we're going to do, this creates the most amount of pressure. And why do we want pressure in the body? The pressure in the body is going to move the fascia opening up. Our fascia is throughout our entire body and our organs, and it's interwoven and wrapped around everything. And so as we rotate and counter rotate and breathe, there's an expansion that comes. And in this expansion, the fascia is expanding. And that's where those like micro adhesions, which I'm sure we all have, can start to like iron out and get released in the expansion. I kind of picture it like the difference between like a crumpled up balloon and an inflated balloon, where it's like smooth, releases all those stuck pieces together. Because as a society, most of us are extremely dehydrated, and so that can create more stickiness in the fascia. Okay, so our body adapts in rotation, and when we are building the most tension in rotation and counter rotation and using the fascial maneuvers and the breath in that way, we can release the fascia, which releasing the fascia in one zone affects the other zones in those areas. The jaw, releasing the jaw tension like we just did in palate swipe, can affect zone 2 region, wrists, zone 3 region, ankles. So let's go ahead and move forward with totally twisted. This will be our next fascial maneuver in this class. So again, checking into the body, standing feet hip width apart. And in totally twisted, we are going to be using 3 different types of breath. We'll have the first type of breath is where we're pushing our tongue into our cheek. We'll be breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. The second type of breath we're going to use in totally twisted is staged breathing, where we'll breathe in and hold for 3 times and then release, both in through the mouth and out through the mouth. And the third type of breath we'll be doing while we're rotating and holding poses is breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. So here we go. Standing with feet shoulder width apart, cross your right foot over your left foot, left ankle. You're going to take your right hand, place it in your left armpit, left hand on top of your right shoulder. Okay, give yourself a little hug. Engage the spinal pelvic lock. So now that we're in this position, you're going to pull in your belly button to your spine and pull up your pelvic floor like you're holding your pee. Turn your head to the left. Place your left tongue. Place your tongue in the left side of your cheek. Find a tight spot and just push in there. Rotate your body to the right, upper body to the right. And we're going to breathe 6 times in through the nose, out through the nose. Breathe in and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, relax your tongue. And you're going to purse your lips. And it's going to be like imagine you're sipping breath through a straw. We're going to do 3 staged breaths. In, 2, 3, hold, and release. Breathe in through the mouth. Hold, hold, and release. Drop the shoulders a little bit. In through the mouth and hold. 2, 3, and release. Okay. Rotate the upper body a little bit further to the right, head further to the left. Engage that spinal pelvic lock. Sometimes I have to re-engage it and remind myself that too. Find a spot over your left shoulder and lock your eyes on it. We're going to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth 6 times. So breathe in and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Whew, okay. Bringing the torso and head back to center, keeping your arms and legs where they are. Rotate your head to the right. Find that tight spot in the right side of your cheek with your tongue. And just push right into that. Rotate your upper body to the left. We're going to do 6 breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, relax the shoulders down, relax the tongue, purse your lips, staged breath in, hold, hold, and release. In through the mouth and hold. 2, 3, hold for a moment and release. Feel my shoulders dropping there. In through the mouth. 2, 3, and release. Okay. Now lock your eyes on somewhere over your right shoulder. If you feel a little wobbly, you can actually make your stance a little wider with your feet further apart just to keep your balance. Pull in that spinal pelvic lock. Lock your eyes over your right shoulder. 6 breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Really good. Okay, head back to center, body back to center. Unwind your arms and your legs, and let's take a walk just around the room to integrate. And when we walk to integrate, this helps our body to kind of find its own place without that stress or tension. And that you notice that counter rotation as we're walking maybe. And when you walk in a figure 8, that can often help us integrate it more. Okay, let's do the other side. I like to wiggle my arms out too and just kind of feel how it feels to be in this new version of my body now. Okay, feet shoulder width apart, hip width apart. Well, that should be about the same. Take your left foot, cross it over your right. Take your left hand, place it in your right armpit, right hand on top of your left shoulder. Give yourself a hug. Pull in your spinal pelvic lock. So belly button to the spine. Pull your pelvic floor up like you're holding your pee. And you're going to turn your head to the right. And you're going to put your tongue in the right side of your cheek in a tight spot. And rotate your upper body to the left. 6 breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. Breathe in and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, rotate the upper body a little bit more to the left, head more to the right. Purse your lips, and we'll do our staged breathing. In through the mouth and hold, hold, hold. Rotate a little further if you can, and exhale. Breathe in. 2, 3. Exhale. One more time. Breathe in. 2, 3. Hold and exhale. Okay. I feel my shoulders dropping. Maybe you do too. Lock your eyes over your right shoulder. This helps with balance too. And we're going to take 6 breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. So breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, head and torso back to the center. Sometimes I feel like wanting to close my eyes in there and have like an inner experience. Okay, rotate your head now to the left. Look for that tight spot on the left side of your cheek and just press your tongue in. Rotate your upper body to the right. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Purse your lips like you're sipping breath. Staged breathing for 3 holds. In. 2, 3, hold, and release. 2, this is the second time, breathe in. 2, 3, and release. Breathe in. 2, 3, and release. Okay. Rotate the body further right, head further left, eyes over your left shoulder, lock on an item that's not moving, spot on the floor. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth 6 times. Breathe in and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, come back to center, drop the arms, uncross the legs. You sometimes feel a little lightheaded. I know I do right now. And let's walk to integrate that. I'm going to walk in a figure 8 in the opposite direction of last time, just to help my brain integrate that. Go slow if you need to. And just notice how it feels in the 3 different zones of the body. I'm noticing some shoulder tension releasing, and in the hips too. Okay, we're going to go a little faster here. Let's go into anti-gravity. So I'd like to show you an example of the movements we do first in anti-gravity. So we're going to stand with feet shoulder width apart, and you're going to interlock your fingers in front of you. And what we're going to do, let me show you first, is you're going to place your hands at the base of the skull, just right at the base of the skull, and you're going to think about like locking the fascia, grabbing the skin with your hands, and you're going to be pulling upward. So you're moving in this direction, you're not moving forward, okay? And so we're going to be doing different types different types of breathing in different positions. So let me show you the movements first. We're going to be looking up and breathing, 3 in through the mouth and out through the mouth, 3 in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then we're going to do breathing, bringing chin to chest, and breathing, rotating like this. And then this is the part, really pay attention to this, because you're not going to be able to see me when you're doing this one on phase 3. You're going to widen your stance, slightly bend your knees. We're going to come into a squat, and you're going to be breathing like this and hold and exhaling. I'll talk you through it. So there's this pose. And then on the last one, we're going to come all the way down. And when we're all the way down, you're going to be just breathing in this position. And then we're going to come up super slow, much slower than that. And we're going to hang out up here before we stop. So don't feel stressed. Don't feel like you have to memorize that. I'm going to talk you through it. But one thing to remember is that throughout the process, we're going to have our spinal pelvic block engaged, and also that we're pulling the fascia. Imagine you're just pulling the skin up. So we're getting this pull all the way from the sacrum all the way up to the occiput. Okay, ready? Here we go. So standing with your feet shoulder width apart, engage the spinal pelvic block. Pull your belly button in towards the spine. Pull your pelvic bowl up like you're holding your pee. You're going to interlock your fingers and place them at the base of your skull on the back of your head. Okay? Try to see if you can get your thumbs touching together as well. So pull the skin up, gently point upwards, keeping your spinal pelvic block engaged. And then we're going to look up at the ceiling. 3 breaths in through the nose. 3 breaths in through the mouth, out through the mouth first. Breathe in, out. 2, 3. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Breathe in. 2, 3. Okay, slowly bring your chin to your chest. Bring your elbows in tight. You're going to breathe in through the mouth, and we're going to hold. And we're going to slowly rotate up and then exhale down. We're going to do that a few times, okay? I'll come closer so you can see. So lock your chin to your chest, bring your elbows in tight, in through the mouth. Rotate your head and neck to the right. Exhale down. In. Rotate left. Exhale down. Again, in. Right. Exhale down. In. Left. Exhale down. One more time. In. Right. Exhale down. In. Left. Exhale down. Okay, are you getting warm yet? I know I am. So widen your stance. We're going to slightly bend our knees. Keeping your fingers interlocked at the base of your head. And we're going to come to a squat. So slightly bend your knees, push your butt to the back of the wall, and you're going to look up. So eyes up, chest up, gently pull up the fascia, the skin on the back of your neck. Okay, keeping your hands at the base of your skull. And we're going to do that same position, but this time when we rotate, imagine you're rotating the mid-back, thoracic as well. Okay, so eyes up, chest up, pelvic block engaged, pulling the skin up, breathe in through the mouth. Rotate right, exhale down. In, left, down. In, right, down. In, rotate left, exhale down. Okay. Now we're going to come down into a full squat, so you're not going to be able to see me. You're going to get as close to the ground as possible as you can. If you're not able to do that, you can do it standing with chin to chest. It took me some time myself before I could get into the full squat in this position with feet flat. So do your best. If you need to come up on your toes, that's okay too. But if that doesn't feel grounded or comfortable for you and safe, then you can do it standing up. So go down to a full squat. We're going to get to the ground as close as possible. You're going to tuck your chin, pull your elbows in forward, and we're going to form like a little ball. Okay? So all the way down, chin locked to chest, elbows in, pelvic spinal lock pulled in. 3 in through the mouth, out through the mouth. Breathe in and out. 2, 3. In through the nose, out through the mouth. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we're going to slowly come up butt first. Okay, slowly come up with your head still down. Having your butt go up, slowly straightening the legs, slowly straightening the knees. You might feel a little lightheaded as you come up. And then slowly raise the torso, coming up 1 vertebrae at a time. This can generate a lot of heat and have you feel a little lightheaded. I'm gonna come all the way up, looking at the ceiling. And just take a slow breath in through the mouth and out for releasing the arms down. And that was anti-gravity. And this is releasing, so you might feel taller. This is releasing tension from the whole spinal column as well. So much more. And within minutes, within 10 minutes of doing fascial maneuvers, stress is dramatically reduced in the body. So doing this every day is really, really beneficial for people to reduce stress on an ongoing basis. Okay. So the next one we're going to do is called swinger. And you're going to stand with your feet shoulder width apart, pulling your spinal pelvic lock, because we're experts at that by now. Just kidding. I work on it all the time. Slightly bend your knees. So you're going to let your hands hang out in front of you, slightly bend your knees until your hands are touching your knees. Put your butt back until your fingertips are touching your knees. Lift your chest, lift your chin. So we want to be looking straight ahead. You're going to take your right hand, place it on your left shoulder. Your left hand's going to go just above your right elbow, not on the actual elbow itself, but just above. Get a really good grip on it and pull the skin on the back of the arm down to the elbow, locking it in place, okay? So I'm rotating the skin and I'm locking it down in place. Turn your head to the right. Move over here so you can see me. Turn your head to the right, upper body to the left. And you're gonna be pulling your arm, your right arm, across your body, keeping it like at an L shape, right? Push your butt back further and hinge, holding that spinal pelvic lock in. And we're gonna squat down, rotate, rotate, rotate that upper body to the left, head to the right. And we're gonna breathe together 6 breaths in through the mouth, out through the mouth. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, slowly come up. Take a little walk. If you're like me, I feel like a lot of lower body shakiness as I'm building more stamina doing these fascial maneuvers every day. So if you also notice that, that's okay. Ooh, yeah, I can feel a little balance, a little off balance there. That's interesting. Just noticing what we notice. So now I'm looking forward to doing the other side. We're going to do the other side together. And you can also check in with your body and see when we do these ones on either side, if you notice a difference, where you notice maybe there's less tension on one side of the body than the other before we go into that. So I'm going to take a quick sip. Okay. Let's do the other side. So staying with your feet shoulder width apart, engaging the spinal pelvic lock. And then we're going to let our hands hang out kind of in front of us. Go into a squat, pushing your butt back until your fingertips are touching your knees, okay? This time we're gonna do left hand on right shoulder, right hand just above your left elbow. Not on the elbow, just above it. And we're going to get a grip, pull the skin on the back of your arm down to the elbow bone. So we're grabbing it. I'm actually rotating it a little bit, and then I'm torquing it down towards the elbow bone, locking it in place, turn your head to the left, upper body to the right, and you're pulling this left arm across your body as you're doing that. And we squat and we breathe. In through the mouth and out through the mouth. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Slowly come up. Ooh, and we're creating a lot of pressure and a lot of release in the body. I feel a lot of heat coming out. So that's why like my head and my upper body will get almost pinkish when I do this one. Okay, let's take a walk to integrate. Just check in with your body and see how you're feeling. I had noticed when I did swinger on one side, I actually felt a little bit off balance, which is now gone because we're doing the other side. So, okay. This one is called pullover. Grab a drink of water if you need one. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart, pulling in your spinal pelvic lock. See how it feels to be in this new version of your body. I'm excited. So you're going to take your right hand and you're gonna place it on the back of the left shoulder. So not like on the bone here and not up here by the trap, but kind of in this like meaty on me, this meaty place on the back of the left shoulder near the outer edge. And you're gonna pull, imagine you're pulling up and around. So you're locking the fascia in place on top of the shoulder. Okay, take your right hand, left. Take your left hand and place it on your right rib cage. And you're gonna pull, imagine you're pulling the fascia around. Don't try and be perfect at this. Just, if you feel like you can't get a lot of motion, that's okay. Because I didn't when I first started this position. This one challenges me a lot. So even just taking your left hand on your right rib and engaging and setting the intention and imagining that you're pulling the skin around towards the front of your body. The intention helps too. Every little bit helps. Okay, so you're locking that in place. So now you're going to turn your head to the left and you're going to lift your left shoulder as high as you can while still keeping the rest of your body still. So I have to remember to drop my right shoulder when I'm doing this because I notice both my shoulders come up. So lifting my left shoulder up more, as high as your body will allow, keeping your spinal pelvic block engaged. We're gonna bring our left shoulder across the body and imagine trying to touch it to your right knee. So we're gonna squat in, across, like this. And we're gonna do 6 breaths. In through the mouth, out through the mouth. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, and the benefits will slowly come up here and unwind. And as you're walking to integrate, I just want to share the benefits of doing this. We're locking this side of the body and we're locking this side of the body, and then we're rotating over and it's creating all this space along here. So our breath has to go wherever there's space. Breath is life, breath is vital for us to survive, but also for so many things that when the breath, we're basically teaching it where we want it to go. So doing pullover in this way will open our whole side up. So imagine all our organs, the fascia is getting expanded and released with the breath and the rotation all the way down into that left hip. And as you're doing your walk, notice what's coming up for you. You can notice, like, sometimes I actually notice new tension rising to the surface. And I'm like, that's interesting. We're like detectives, right? We're just noticing what we notice and doing our fascial maneuvers and then noticing what happens and how it feels differently afterwards. So let's do pullover on the other side. Standing with feet shoulder width apart, pulling in the spinal pelvic block, you're going to take your left hand and we're going to place it on this spot on the back of the right shoulder. Pulling the fascia up and over the shoulder, locking that into place. You're going to take your right hand, wrap it around your body onto the right side of your ribs, engage with the skin, engage with the fascia, and pull it forward and around. So we're locked in like this. Cool hug. Turn your head to the left. Turn your head to the right. My goodness. Lift your right shoulder as high as you can while keeping your body still. Again, I have to drop that opposite shoulder consciously. It's part of the process. So lifting that left shoulder as high as you can, keeping your spinal pelvic block engaged. We're going to slowly bring that left shoulder, right shoulder, over to the left knee as we go into the squat. Crossing over. Maybe you can feel all that opening and expansion on that right side, and let's breathe together through the mouth. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, slowly unwind and come back to center. Notice what you notice. Let's take a walk. See if you notice more openness, maybe even on the mid lower back, maybe in the lungs. Okay. Are we having fun yet? Let's go. Pretzel squat. Stand with your feet, shoulder width apart. Engaging your spinal pelvic block. So this is where we're going to take your right foot and you're going to place your right heel in the center and the arch of your left foot. Okay, so you're going to make a little T this way. Then take that right foot and you're going to step it about 3 feet out, still keeping it in line with a T. So your heel is still in line with kind of the middle of the arch of the left foot. Okay, keep both your legs straight, lock the knees. Rotate your upper body as far as you can to the right. And you're going to take your left hand and you're going to reach it out in front of you as far as you can. Okay? Put your right hand on your butt cheek, on your right butt cheek. And that's just a reminder in a way. With your right hand on your right butt cheek, you're going to rotate your hips. Imagine your right hip is rotating backwards. And as you're doing that, your left shoulder and arm are reaching out further forward. Okay? Take your right hand, take your left hand, place it on your right shoulder. Take your right hand and you're going to slide it up between your shoulder blades. If you can see that, with your palm facing out. Turn your head to the left. Engage that spinal pelvic block, and we're going to slowly squat. There we go. Breathe in and out through the mouth 6 times. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we're going to switch arms. So you're going to take your right hand, place it on your left shoulder. Left hand's going to go up between your shoulder blades, palm facing out. Turn your head to the right. Squat a little bit further if you can. 6 breaths. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Slowly come up. Slowly unwind and come up. Let's walk. Usually by about this point in the class that I start to get really hungry. I'm noticing that right now. All my digestive stuff is all moving around. Okay, let's do the other side. Pretzel squat. Take your left foot. You're going to place it in the arch of the right foot. Place your heel in the arch of the right foot. And take a step out about 3 feet away. Let's do that so you can see better. Yep. Keeping your feet in kind of that T pose. Okay. Rotate your upper body as far as you can to the left, and you're going to take that right hand, reach it out in front of you. Back of your left hand goes on your left butt cheek. Again, we're going to do that rotation. So you can feel it in the thoracic maybe, also in the hips. See where you feel it. I feel it in the shoulders too. Rotate the body so that the hip on the left side goes back and the shoulders going forward. Take your right hand and place it on your left shoulder. Take your left hand and slide it up your back, palm facing out. Turn your head to the right. Slowly squat. Keeping your spinal pelvic block engaged. Pulling that belly button into the spinal column. In and out through the mouth 6 times. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, switch arms. You're going to take your left arm and put it on your right shoulder. Right hand is going to go in the middle of your back. I actually have to assist on this one and kind of pull it up so that your palm is facing outward in between the shoulder blades. Turn your head to the left. Breathe in and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Slowly unwind, come back to center. How are you feeling? And let's walk to integrate. Okay. Up next, we're going to do some upper body fascial maneuvers to release tension from our wrists, elbows, and shoulders. But of course, we know fascia connects our whole system together. So as we release different areas of the upper body, the corresponding areas in zones 1 and 3 are also going to release. So just because we're working on a wrist doesn't mean it's just the wrist that's going to benefit. Our whole system's going to benefit. I'm curious to see what you notice. And I do need to catch my breath for a moment after that last one. Wow. Oh, good stuff. Okay. So upper body releases. So the first one we're going to do is twisty wristy. This is, oh my gosh, one of my favorite ones to do because I had broken my arm, distal radial break, almost exactly a year ago from when I learned how to do this in the coaching program. So to see that release so much more as a result of these maneuvers is incredible. However, I am going to let you know that this may feel a little bit intense at first. So when I first started doing these ones, especially with wrist stuff, it felt intense and my brain kind of started screaming at me like, something's wrong. Do what you feel you can do. You can modify it as you go. And you may notice that practicing it over time releases more tension. But the first time I did this, it felt really intense. So you're not going to hurt yourself doing this. Talk you through it. You're going to stick out your left hand in front of you, palm facing up. And with your right hand, you're going to grab the fingers and you're going to take the left fingers and pull them gently towards you, locking them into place. And there's different ways we can do this. Today we're going to do it where we actually raise the arm over the head straight, locking the fingers into place up here, and then slowly bring the elbow down. Can you feel that in the forearm? And we're going to lock the elbow in place at the ribs. Okay? So now you're going to lift your left wrist up at the same time as rotating your fingers outward. We're moving pressure up into the shoulder now to release and recalibrate all the things. Slightly lift your left shoulder. Turn your head to the right. Doing that counter rotation. Rotate your torso to the left. Lower to a squat. And we're going to do 6 breaths in and out through the mouth. Here we go. Let me turn this way so you can see me. Head rotated to the right. Torso rotated to the left. Elbow locked in at the ribs. In and out through the mouth. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now take your left leg behind you and do 3 breaths. 2, 3. Swap it over with the right leg back behind you. 3 breaths. 2, 3. Come on up slowly. Let the arms go. It's normal for this wrist and fingers to feel a little bit funky at first, to feel a little bit like, I felt for me, it was like it was disconnected, like I couldn't quite get the motion. And then within moments, well, let's walk first. There's a lot of things going on at once. And when we bring that leg back, it can often open up that hip as well. So just check out your arms, check out your wrists. Do you notice your left wrist is lighter? What do you notice in the shoulder? Okay, now we're gonna do the other side. So right hand out, facing up with your fingers. Let me give you better instructions. You're gonna take your right arm. You're gonna place it out in front of you, bend your elbow. Take your left hand on the right fingertips, and you're going to slowly press down to like a 90-degree angle on the fingertips to the wrist. Okay. Raise your arm above your head, straighten your elbow if you can. Engage those fingers, pressing down into the right fingers a little bit more. And keeping that tension on the fingers, slowly lower, whoo, mama, lower that elbow into your ribs. This is the side that was broken, so I feel it more stuff to release. Rotate the fingers outward, driving that pressure up into the shoulder. Okay, locking all that into place. Now we're moving the pressure up into the shoulder. We're locking things in place here. You're going to slightly lift your right shoulder, okay? And you're going to turn your head to the left, upper body to the right, lower to a squat, and let's breathe. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, take that right leg back behind you. Whoop. Cross it over and breathe 3 times. 2, 3. Okay, take the left leg behind you 3 times and breathe. Squatting a little bit further if you can. Rotate a little bit further. 2, and 3. Okay, slowly come up. Release the arms and cross the legs. Let's check back in with the body. I'm not clicky anymore. Okay, that was twisty wristy. Now we're gonna do wrist release. Because why not? Go ahead and stick your left hand out and you're gonna grab your wrist with your right hand. This one I actually felt pretty intense as well. So yeah, if there's emotional components, we know that the body's like a map and that there's different areas of the body that are represented by different emotions, and stuck emotions can show up in different parts of our body. So feeling maybe unworthiness, or feeling like the world doesn't accept what you have to offer, those can show up sometimes in the wrists. So if you feel more intense in the wrists on one side or the other, just take note of that. And there could be a reason for that, and it could be releasing that. So left hand out, grab your wrist with your right hand. Twist the fascia out. Rotate your hand in. And you want to like push your hand like you're pulling on a glove. And you're going to move your wrist and your fingers around slowly. So we've got rotation. We've got it locked. And we're rotating, we're moving the fingers and wrists around. Now, take your elbow to your thigh and try to get some more leverage. Really pull that hand like you're putting on a glove And we can rotate around. There's no, ooh, I feel that right here. There's no wrong way to do this. You're just looking for where you feel those lines of tension. We're changing how the fascia moves through the bones of the arm, pushing and pulling at the same time. And when you feel complete on that, we can release. And just see what you notice. Let's do the other side. Stick your right hand out, grab your wrist with your left hand, twist the fascia out, rotate the hand in. This one I have, no, I'm not saying that anymore. I used to say I have less mobility in this hand, but that's not true anymore. Turn the hand in, push your hand through like you're pulling on a glove, and move your wrists and fingers around slowly. And this is where you can take stock and notice, did it feel more intense on my left side or right side? Move that around. Okay, so then you're going to take the right elbow down to the knee. And that can give you more leverage when you're pulling. Or you can move it around. Again, ooh, see where you feel that line of tension. Ooh. And then when you're ready, you can let that go. Okay. How are we feeling? I know you guys are feeling good. Okay. Elbow torque. So wrists, elbows, shoulders, wrists, now elbow. So we're going to release tension through the arms all the way up with this. This is going to actually help release a lot of tension from the shoulders and chest. It also can go down to the knees because, of course, we know with the 3 zones of the body, if wrists and ankles are connected, then elbows and knees are also connected. So we can release some knee tension through our elbow, which I think is pretty cool. Okay, take your left hand, place it on your trap, just on the back of your neck. And you're gonna take your right hand, you're gonna grab your left elbow. And we're gonna wrap it around. You're gonna take the palm of your hand and you're gonna wrap it around your actual elbow here. And we're gonna grab it and rotate it. Okay, we're gonna torque it. And we're gonna do that in the outward motion, locking in the fascia around the elbow. And this is where we're gonna start and just move around. There's no wrong way to do this. We're gonna start moving our body, rotating, twisting, hinging, breathing the whole time. So you've got that elbow engaged. You've got that torque in there and you've got it rotated. Ooh, okay. Each breath expands the arms and the upper body as we inhale. And then when you're ready, you can release. And do that on the other side. Check in and see. I'm noticing my left side feels a lot looser right now. Even after all the work we've done so far today on the right side as well. Just that one thing. Okay, let's do the elbow torque on the right side. Take your right hand, place it on your right trap on the back of your neck. Take your left hand, grab the end of your shoulder, and we're going to rotate it. We're going to torque it outward. Okay, and so now we're going to start to move our body. And this one has a different line of tension for me, so maybe you'll notice it too. You can squat and breathe and move. And this is where you just get the opportunity. This is the invitation to feel your body. Ooh, it feels better when I go back here. And by better, I mean more tension. This wants to go all the way back. And so you just rotate, torque that elbow. You can even rotate the hips around. Use the breath to expand. Let's go back again. And then release. And my right shoulder really needed that. Felt like I could actually, wanted to spin all the way around on that one. Okay, actually gonna walk to integrate that one too. So now that we've done the elbow torque, we're actually gonna do what's called the overhead elbow torque. So because we're gonna be doing the elbow torque overhead, this is gonna open up all of this. So kidneys, intestines, hips, ribs, even the upper back, all of this is going to be opened up just by putting our elbow in the air and doing a few other things. So take your left hand, place it on your left shoulder. Okay, on the trap. And you're going to use your right hand to grab your left elbow, and we're going to twist the fascia. We're going to grab the elbow. We're going to engage with the system. We're going to twist the fascia around the elbow, creating that torque, locking it in place. And then we're going to slowly raise that locked elbow over the head and breathe. And this is where we get to move around and squat and breathe. Looking for that line of tension. You can take one foot behind you. And take the other foot behind you. And when you're ready, come on up. And this is the beautiful thing about fascial maneuvers is while there are instructions and steps to do, it's really your invitation to see how it feels in your body. And then like, oh, if I rotate this way, I can release this tension. And then this may change over your practice too. So let's do the other side. Take your right hand on right shoulder. Grab your right elbow with your left hand, torquing the fascia outwards. So you're grabbing the skin, twisting it outwards, locking it into place, raising your elbow to the sky. If you want to modify this, you can actually take the thumb and put it in the collarbone. I'm going to do that on the side too. And pin that in a little bit more. Lock it in place, slowly raise the elbow over the head. And we're going to lean. Get my breath there. We're going to lean to the left. I'm going to open that whole right side and breathe. See what you feel in the hip. And you can take that right foot behind you if you want. And take the left foot behind you. Slowly come up. And this one seems really simple and it's subtle. This can immediately help release hip issues. So if you have tension in the front of the hips or in the back of the hips, this can help. If you have sciatic issues, this can improve the breathing, helps us expand our breathing. Your kidneys are back here, so we're opening up the kidneys. It can help improve the digestion. So this is a very simple technique that anybody can do for themselves and can just help us on so many levels. Okay, so that was overhead elbow torque. The last one we're going to do today, for now, is arm pull. And so this arm pull is a very effective technique, fascial maneuver to do in partner maneuvers. And it has been developed so that we can do it ourselves. So we don't have to have someone else to help us. The whole point of this is that we can learn these techniques, these fascial maneuvers to heal ourselves without having to go to a practitioner or if we lived alone without having someone else to help us with the partner maneuvers. Or even if we do go to practitioners, it helps bring the stress in the nervous system down so that maybe chiropractic adjustments or body work or things like that, cranial sacral work, the body can accept those changes on a deeper level. So just love it so much. Okay. So arm pull opens up so many of the meridians that affect the body and the organs. So there's a lot of benefits. So you're going to take your right hand and you're going to grab, I'm getting that confused with wrist release. You're going to take your right hand, you're going to grab your left arm as close as you can to the armpit, and you're going to twist the skin back. Okay. And you're going to pull the arm down. So this hand is going to get in under the bicep, grabbing on there. You're going to twist outward, and this right hand that's grabbing is going to then pull down. Now you're going to take the hand that's grabbed, your left hand, and you're going to pull that arm up like you're pulling your bones through your skin. Okay, now you're going to turn this hand inward. And we're going to push our butt back towards the wall, and we're going to breathe. So that right hand is rotating outward. The left hand is rotating inward. The right hand is pulling down. The left shoulder is pulling up. And just imagine you're trying to get that arm as far away from your butt as possible. And rotate. Use the breath. Finding different lines of tension. Just see what feels good. And release. And that one is subtle for me, because sometimes when I do that one, my mind is like, what am I actually doing here? Is it actually helping anything? But I go with it. I see where I find the greatest line of tension. When I say go with what feels good, it means, where do you find a line of tension, and breathe into that and pull and twist and rotate and torque. And then when I come back up, I'm like, oh, this arm feels like it weighs 20 pounds more. So it's interesting how our minds can be like, what am I actually doing here? And then trust what you feel, not what you think you feel. So let's do the other side. Okay. You're going to take your left hand and you're going to grab your right arm up by the armpit, under the bicep. And you're going to grab on there. And you're going to rotate outward. And your hand that's being grabbed, the right hand, is going to rotate inward. And the left hand is going to pull down away from the shoulder. And then your right arm is going to be pulling up. So you have the rotation, the counter rotation, you're locking things in place, and your left hand is pulling down and your right hand is pulling up, like you're pulling your bones through your skin. Push your butt back. My right hip just released audibly. That was awesome. And come into a squat, pushing your butt back towards the wall, trying to get your right arm as far away from your hips as possible. And then you can breathe and rotate. When you're ready, slowly come up, release. And that was class number 2, teaching the basic class with the upper body releases and palate swipe, and talking about the 3 zones and talking about counter rotation. So I look forward to your feedback on this, and I look forward to just practicing and learning so much more. Don't forget to hydrate. I'm going to go get a big glass of water now. Thank you.